What up, y'all? It's Truth Tiger, and today I'm going to talk about this price gouging, these ridiculous prices, and they are jacking up the prices on everything. You know, I talked about the $10 eggs in a video I made previously. A lot of people are talking about it, and it's like, what the heck's going on? And when you look at the price of houses, like house prices, like in my area, in the Seattle area, like some townhouse that's not even in a good neighborhood is like $800,000. Who can afford that? Really, who can afford that? It's crazy. These rents are hella expensive too. The rents are coming down a little bit just because I think they just squeezed that tomato too much. But even so, like, if you want to get a good deal on rent, you got to do this, like, you get a month free, whatever. You got to kind of hustle with it and find the good deals, because, man, it's just none to be found, you know. I remember that guy. The rent is too damn high, you know. I wonder where he is. We need him right now. We need him to come back. He's needed now more than ever. But, yeah, like, looking at cars, like, any little car you want to get is going to be at least $30,000. Like, this stuff is just nuts. This stuff is just insane. And when is an end going to come in sight, you know? Next thing you know, bananas, which are like, you know, 60, 70 cents a pound, next thing you know, they'll be $2 a pound. Really, they will. They'll be the same price as avocados, you know? This stuff they're doing with the prices, and the way they're just squeezing us, and the way they're just jacking the price up on absolutely everything, it's freaking nuts. It's freaking crazy. And how are regular people, how are regular folks supposed to get by in this economy? You know, it's like, we're not made of money. But everywhere you look, it's just like they're trying to squeeze more dollars out of it. Higher prices everywhere. And there's going to be catastrophic results for this. People are going to lose their homes. People are going to lose their cars. You know, it's like, if you want to have one of these homes, you have to work full time and, you know, drive Uber on the side. And then you have to be married, and your whatever, wife, husband, whatever, has to also have a full-time job and, like, drive Uber on the side. And it's like, you got to have 3 jobs just to even make a decent living, just to even pay your bills, just to even get ahead and stay ahead. I've been blessed to be able to save money and have this channel do well and stuff like that. But it's like, man, it takes a lot. It really takes a lot. And, you know, I looked it up, and, like, the inflation's crazy. The inflation is nuts. Like, if you go back to, like, 2005, it's like, I don't want to say it's doubled, but it's, like, gone up by at least, like, over 66%. To where, like, you know, something that would cost $100 back then is now going to cost over $150 or $160. It's gone up that much. And people are just slowly but surely seeing themselves get squeezed. Their wages are not going up, but the price of everything around them is going way up. And the thing is, you move into these apartments, and I always know that at the end of the year, they're going to jack up the rent as much as freaking humanly possible, as much as they legally can. I think they're legally capped to like 10% or something, but that's still a lot. I'm paying around $2,000 for rent. That goes up to $2,200. That's a lot of money. You're paying $1,000. That goes up to $1,100. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, and it just, every year it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse. And something's going to break. Something's going to break, you know. Something's going to break. Something's going to snap. Commercial real estate is already struggling a lot. Like I said, they're building, I mean, I didn't say this exactly, but they're building a lot of these apartments. Like where I'm at, where I live, like around every corner, new 5-story apartment building being built. Eventually, they're not going to have people to fill all this stuff up. And with a lot of these houses, I'm looking, and they're on the market for 100 days, 150 days, 200 days, you know, half a year, close to a year, a lot of them. Close to a year. And I don't know, it's like, when are people going to stop to think about like regular folks who have regular jobs, who aren't making all this crazy fancy money and stuff? And the thing is, even if you are making quote unquote fancy money, well, now you got to look fancy and you got to buy the $1 million townhouse in the city, and you got to spend $80,000 on some Audi that's going to be going to the shop a lot. And, you know, whatever, if you have kids or whatever, you got to pay for that. And now you're behind the 8 ball again. And that's what the system wants. They want all of us just freaking running on the treadmill, not saving any money, not investing anything, just struggling to get by. And a lot of people are starting to see through the materialism. I don't see people buying new cars the way they used to. And I mean, a lot of this stuff is just junk. I like the old cars better than the new cars. I really do. A lot of these new cars, it's like they had all these touch screens and all this electronics and stuff you're gonna need to fix, and it's not really that much better than what you used to get. It's just more expensive, and you know, it's just they put a new shiny thing on it, and you know, expect that they could just freaking sell it for what seems like double the price. And for some stuff, it literally seems like the price has doubled. Like the eggs thing. They were like $2 back in the day. Like 5 times more expensive. How did that one happen? You know? It's a game. It's a game is how. It's 100% a game. They're playing on us. They're colluding. They're coming together and they're thinking, how can we get these prices as high as we possibly can? Give me a sec, y'all. It's raining. My cigarette went out. But that's what they're thinking. How can we get these prices as high as possible? How can we squeeze every little last living dollar out of people? Really? Really? It's getting that nuts. And, you know, a lot more people than you think are really struggling financially. Really struggling to get by. And the thing is, my area, I've said this in other videos, but my area on Seattle and the West Coast prices are coming to a small town near you. I've looked at houses in small towns and it's like $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 for not really a good house in the middle of nowhere. And I'm like, man, this just does not compute. This does not add up. This doesn't make sense. And I think at some point we just got to start living more frugally. Driving used cars, that's what I do. You know, living well below our means, not getting all this expensive stuff, not buying all this expensive stuff. And there's got to be some way we can come together just as people who are trying to live our life, do our thing, and get the stuff that we want. Because I feel like on the salary I'm on with the money I'm making, I don't make a ton of money, but I feel like I should be able to afford a townhouse and maybe not a fancy new car, but some kind of a new car. And I'm not saying that I need these things and whatever, but it should be affordable. It should be accessible. But it's not. It's really not. And the thing about these jobs too, like where I'm at, someone will make $20 an hour plus, maybe more, to work at a gas station or a grocery store. And then you're gonna make maybe $28, $30 an hour to work in an office. You're not even making that much money for the office job or for the corporate job or whatever. And you can get like laid off and all this stuff. And I mean, it's better for your career to get in there, but all this stuff people are doing in the corporate grind and running on the treadmill and chasing after it and whatever, like, it's not that much stuff you're really getting. It's not that much rewards you're really getting. It's not that much money you're really getting. You're just running on this freaking treadmill to not even get a raise at the end of the year. I mean, they used to, like, back in the old days, they just give you a raise at the end of the year, and, you know, you get promoted all easy, and Just don't have that anymore. It's not there anymore. It's just you stay at the bottom and you just grind. And you watch as, man, my wages get smaller and smaller, and the prices for things just get higher and higher and higher. And it's just, we're just sitting back and just letting it happen. And I think we got to get together and like do something. I don't know what to do, but I just want to put that thought out there that like, we got to push back on this. We got to push back on this thing because it's crazy. And definitely find deals wherever you can, save money wherever you can. Be careful with your money. Don't spend it on a bunch of crazy stuff or anything like that. Really don't. Like, make sure you're set and secured. But it's just crazy. And then with these apartments too, because they're so expensive, and because it's like, you know, you'd need to make like $80,000 plus to like, because they want you to have like it to only be like a third, you know, you're only paying rent on a third of your wages or something like that, or they have some calculation they make, and it's like, man, you can't even get in because how are you gonna make dollars and cents? And I've had a cheap apartment before that was like $1,000, not that cheap, but the thing was a micro studio, no parking space, you know, 250 square feet, tiny, just a tiny room where I can only like have my bed in there and stuff. And it's just like, man, the thing is, the rent gets higher, the apartment gets smaller, the food gets more expensive, and whatever, they put this shine on it and they go, oh, it's the future though. Oh, don't you like the future? Isn't the future cool? No, I can't afford the future. I can't afford the future. And neither can any of us. The future is too damn expensive. The future, we can't afford it. Man. They'll say, well, you'll finance the future. We'll give you a loan, 10% APR. Yeah, no. Not at all. So you can get in debt and just take on a loan and get pushed under and get more credit cards, more credit card debt, whatever. No, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and it's not sustainable. And it's not going to be sustainable. Man, I'm going to end this video here. Well, actually, before I end this, we're going to go back to my apartment. I'm going to give y'all a little silver lining, but yeah. All right, y'all, we have the silver lining right here. So as you can see, we have this chicken for $6 a pound, which is buy one, get one free. So really that's $3 a pound for, it's not organic, but it's the good brand of chicken. It's much better than just the Kroger brand or whatever. And then we have this steak here for only $10, $10.97, then we take $1 off. So there's deals out there. There's ways to find better deals. And the whole thing is like, how is steak the same price as eggs? And how is actual chicken? I already ranted on this in a previous video, but I'm just gonna do it again. How in the heck is the chicken cheaper than the eggs? It makes no sense, but whatever, y'all. This matrix, this world, is a bunch of nonsense. Just get the best deals you can, get ahead the best way you can. And as for apartments, you can get some good deals on apartments in terms of like they gave me 8 weeks free to move into my apartment, and that's a big discount, 2 months off. So yeah, there's stuff out there, there's discounts, but you gotta hustle, you gotta find stuff, and you gotta think outside the box. So on that note, I'm gonna end this video here. Thank you all so much for watching. God bless, and I will see you all next time.